Okay, we are logged in as Brenda Simpson. Brenda is on her personal homepage right now, her personal dashboard. But you'll notice she also is authorized to do some sort of managing for Tidewater VFD, Volunteer Fire Department. So we're going to go ahead and go to that. So we're on Tidewater VFD's dashboard now. And like I said, Brenda is set up as an instructor for this department. She's authorized to be an instructor for this department. So she's going to enter a training class that had been done recently. So what Brenda's going to do is she's going to go to the training hub, click that. She has a couple of choices right now. She has in-house training. She also has external training. They're both going to do basically the same thing. Both are to entering objective-based training classes. You'll see that there's a third one over here. It's not yet active. This is a feature that will allow for individuals to upload certificates of training, what we'll call equivalent training. And again, this is not active yet, but it will soon be. Brenda's going to enter a class that was done in-house. Enter one that was done in-house. So she's going to click Create New Record, and she comes to a wizard. She's going to work through this wizard to enter the information that she needs to enter. So she'll click Start. She's going to choose the date that it was done. She can get a calendar if she wants to. This particular class was done back in February, 25th of February. It was a one-day class. So she'll enter that, click OK. It was an all-day class, so she's going to enter 8 hours there for the length of the training. Once she has those in, she'll click Next. Now she's going to enter one or more instructors. She was the instructor for the class, so she's going to go ahead and she was what we'll call a regular instructor. You could enter, if you had several people doing this, you could enter a lead instructor, a regular instructor, or a guest. We're going to just call Brenda a regular instructor for this, and she'll enter herself as the instructor for the class. Should there have been more than one instructor for the class, they can always add another one if she needs to. In this case, she doesn't need to. So she has herself entered, and she's going to click Next. And now this gives her the opportunity to enter the objectives that were covered for this class. There are a couple of different ways that she can do this. She can either go up here and select from a discipline, a whole list of disciplines here. She can select from that, or she can use these tags that are in here. So if, for instance, they had done a hose practices class, she could click hose practices, and it's going to pull, and then click search, and it's going to pull any objectives in the system that have to do with hose, that are tagged as hose, regardless of the discipline. It could be from different disciplines in some cases. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and clear that. What we're going to do, and I'm going to reset, we're going to go up here, and this was a Confined Space Rescuer class that was done. And so she's going to click Confined Space Rescue. That's now listed there. She'll click Search. And there are 5 objectives associated with Confined Space Rescue 1. In this case, they covered all those objectives that day, so she could select each individually if they had only done some of those objectives. But she can also come over here and just select all. And that moves all of the objectives over to the right-hand column. Once she's satisfied with that, and if she needed to remove one, of course she could do that also. If she's satisfied with the objectives that were covered, she clicks Next. And now she gets to choose the individuals who were in the class. And on this particular day, everyone in the department, all 8 individuals from the department were there in the class. So she's going to select the entire roster, go ahead and move them over. If she made a mistake there or needed to remove somebody, she could. She'd go over here and remove them individually. If someone had come from a different fire department, an area fire department, to sit in on the class, she could also search for another individual here that wasn't on their roster, get them pulled up in this center section, and then add them to the class roster as well. In this case, we're just going to go with the 8 individuals who were in that fire department. They were all there that day. She'll click Next. This gives her the opportunity to see a summary of what she's done. She has her objectives in the middle that were covered that day, has the individuals who were in the class. If necessary, she can always go back to a previous screen to edit what she's done. But if she's satisfied with what she has there, now this also shows the dates that the class was done, when this was created, the number of hours, and showing her as the instructor. If everything looks good, she's going to click Submit. And it is done. Going back to the fire department dashboard, what you now have, you'll notice up here, it now says that there is training waiting. So what Brenda has done is has submitted a class that is now pending approval. She has submitted it. She's authorized as an instructor to submit training, but the class still needs to be approved by the coordinator of the department. So right now, that training is in a pending status. If I go to completions, you'll see that there's nothing there just yet because it hasn't been completed, hasn't been finished yet. I go back to Training Hub to look at existing records. We can see that class that she just created, one instructor, 5 objectives, 8 people on the roster, and it's pending. And so it will stay that way now until the coordinator goes in to approve the class, and that'll be on the next video.